Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about access modifiers in Java. Actually, in Java, we have two types of modifiers, access and non-access modifiers. But let's not worry about that for now. So as the name suggests, access modifiers modify how we access classes and methods, etc. For example, if you take a real-world example, let's say we have a variable string phone number, which is equals to some phone number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, but this is not just any phone number. It's cell phone number of Mr. Donald Trump, or as of now in 2021, Joe Biden. So it's the phone number of US president, and we know not everyone should have access to that, otherwise it will raise major concerns. But we also want people like other world leaders who might want to reach him on his cell phone to have access to that. So to limit this access to world leaders only, we use access modifiers. And access modifiers are of four types: public, private, protected, and default. So we can set this phone number to either public or private or protected by just putting these keywords before the data type, or we can just leave it as is and it will be treated as default. So let's talk about all four of them in detail and how can they be helpful. Private. So we use private access modifier if we want our variable or method to be accessible within the class only. So private string phone number cannot be used outside this class now. Let me just create a second class on top of this first class and cut and paste this string in it. And inside the main, if I create the instance of this second class and try accessing the phone number, it will produce a compile time error. And if I just remove the private keyword and run it again, it works just fine. Well, that's because it is now being treated as default, and default access modifier is accessible within different classes, but it cannot be accessed outside the package. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to create a package, name it com.myPackage, and then create two classes inside this package, class A and class B. And now inside class A, just write this very simple method, void say hello, that prints out ahoy in the console. And you can see we have these two classes in the myPackage package. And now let me just create instance of this class A in class B. So we'll say class A C1 equals new class A parentheses, and on the next line, if I call the say hello method of class A and run it, it works as expected and prints out ahoy in the console. So that is the default access modifier. And again, if I set this method to private like discussed earlier, we will no longer be able to access it in this class B, because private members can only be used within the same class that they were declared. So let me just remove the private keyword from this method. And for the fun part, if I create another class, say class X outside our package, which goes to our default package, and try importing the say hello method of class A, import com.myPackage.classA, and instantiating class A and then calling c1.sayHello method. It will also give a compile time error because default modifier only works within the package. And fix that, we just set our method to public, which is the third access modifier we have. And it means that it can now be accessed anywhere, just like public toilets, and anyone can use them. And public access modifier has a wider scope. Notice how class A is also set to public, and if I go ahead and remove the public keyword, we won't be able to import this class no more in any of our projects. So hope that makes sense. And at last but not least, let's talk about the protected access modifier, which is very similar to public and can be accessed both inside our package and outside as well, but through inheritance only. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you don't know what inheritance is, then definitely go check out my video on inheritance that I'm leaving here on the card section of this video. So yeah, go check it out. So first of all, inside class A, set our say hello method to protected. And you can see in class B, we're still able to access it. But if I go to class X, it is producing an error because for our protected members, we have to use inheritance to make it work. So we will just say public class X extends class A and then create instance of this class X, as it is now inheriting the members of class A and can now be used to call say hello method of class A, and we run it. It prints out ahoy. So that's pretty much it for this video. Take a look at this table and I hope you guys enjoyed learning, of course, if there are any. But that does not suppress my spirit to keep making these videos. So in the next video, we'll talk about, I haven't actually figured it out yet. So I'll see you guys in the next video.